Today is April 16th, exactly one day until the release of Dragon's Rising Season 3. But before tomorrow, I want to say something that, looking back, I should have said in my last video, or even my Jay video from last month, and that something is related to Jay. During every single release of a new batch of DR episodes, I've seen people complain about the lack of screen time Jay has been getting. It wasn't so bad with episodes 1 through 10 and then 21 through 30. But with the releases of episodes 11 through 20 and 31 through 40, there were a lot of people who complained about how the show is handling Jay, and I believe that's entirely due to misplaced expectations. Back in 2023, it was leaked that Jay would be showing up in episode 17 in the administration. So people went into that episode expecting Jay to play a major role. So when he only got around 20 seconds of screen time, people were incredibly disappointed and thought that the show was mishandling his character and wasting him. And it definitely didn't help that the episode right before this was Cole's debut into the new show, and the entire episode was centered around him. But still, there's no reason people would have expected Jay to be in the administration episode if it wasn't for that leak. And then last year, when we got the images for the Tournament of Sources sets, we saw that an evil Jay minifigure was coming in one of them. So basically, for the about 4 months between when we saw that figure and when the season was leaked, people were getting incredibly hyped to see Jay, and assumed that he would have a big role, myself included. So when the season leaked and he only had about 5 minutes screen time, once again people were incredibly disappointed and mad. This time, lots of people really felt that they had completely wasted Jay, myself included, to an extent, since I went into these episodes already being spoiled that he was only in one episode, so it wasn't as bad for me. And once again, I think that if we hadn't seen that Jay minifigure months earlier, then people wouldn't have been nearly this mad at this. Which brings us to Season 3 Part 1. Season 2 set up Jay's Rogue arc, and once again we've been sitting on the Rogue figure for months now. He's even been on the poster and in the trailer. Season 3 is very much going to be Jay's time to shine in Dragon's Rising, but I have a feeling that it's going to be mostly in the second half of the season. This is because we know that he'll be getting his own set in the summer, and recently we learned that the amount of lines he has in the first 10 episodes is significantly smaller than the amount he'll have in the last 10 episodes. So I think it's fairly safe to assume that most of the Jay stuff will be happening in episodes 11 through 20. I'm not saying that he'll do nothing in this first set of episodes, because that's not true at all. I just think that these first episodes will be building up to Jay's big moment in the latter half of the season. It's similar to Eren in Season 2. Season 2 Part 1 was spent building up to Eren's big moment, while Part 2 is where we actually saw all that build up pay off. I think that's going to be how Jay's story will be in Season 3. Now, I could be totally wrong about this. A huge chunk of Jay's story could happen within these first 10 episodes. This is all really just an educated guess. But point is, I'm tired of seeing people get so upset over how the show is handling Jay due to misplaced expectations. So in the chance that Jay doesn't do a whole lot in this new batch of episodes, I just want to put this message out there that it might be a good idea to lower your expectations a bit while going into the season. This isn't even just for Jay. I'd say that this could apply to the season as a whole. Another big one is Moro. Again, we've been sitting on his new minifigure for a few months now, but just keep in mind that he might not be in the season a whole lot. And also, this video is kind of a message to myself as well. Like I said in my last video, this is probably the most excited I've ever been for a new season. So this is kind of telling myself, hey, maybe lower your expectations a bit, so that way if the season doesn't live up to all the hype, it won't be as disappointing. But with that, I'll see you guys in a few days with my initial first impressions review of the season. And with that, if you enjoyed, I really appreciate it if you took 2 seconds to like and subscribe. Bye!